The Triple X franchise returns to a theater near you a week from tomorrow, Friday, January 2nd, with Triple X Return of Xander Cage, starring Vin Diesel, Samuel L. Jackson, Toni Collette, Nina Dobrev, Ruby Rose, among others. But the true star is sitting here on the Rich Eisen Show. He's in Triple X. He's Tony Gonzalez. Good to see you, sir.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here.
Good to have. That was very Diesel-like. That was very deep, very Vin Diesel.
voice?
Have you picked up anything from Vin Diesel after doing this film at all?
No, I guess how to have fun on the set. Yeah. He's got a reputation. I don't know if you know this of being a little difficult, but I did not. There was no difficulty.
It was not because The Rock took to social media.
Yeah.
Recently, and everyone assumed he was talking about Vin.
I would assume that too.
But you didn't see any of that, huh?
Well, maybe they kept it from me.
Okay.
I do know this, that sometimes they would call me on the set. It's like, you got to be here by 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Which is pretty early to me.
Yes.
And I'd get there and I'd sit in my trailer and wait, and 7 a.m. would roll around, then 8 a.m., and then they'd come to me and be like, hey, just hang out a little bit more. We'll get you to the set. 9, 10,
oh my God.
11. I'm sitting in this trailer, and it's not a nice trailer because they're not going to give me a Vin Diesel trailer, which, by the way, his trailer it's a freaking palatial 2-story, 3-bedroom, beautiful.
It's like Trump Tower of trailers.
It's got fake grass on it and a lawn chair. Everything was great. But for me, so 4.5, 5 hours later, then they come in and go, actually, we're not going to shoot anything today. And they were like, I'm like, why? And they said, we're just backed up. We're just backed up for shooting scenes. But I heard now after that, it's because someone on the movie set was not there on time or whatever. So I don't.
So good. So the director of Triple X was not Tom Coughlin, then, is what you're saying?
No. Could you imagine? Tom Coughlin with Vin Diesel. Tom Coughlin, for the people that don't know, he's a stickler. If you're there 5 minutes before the meeting starts, you're considered late. That wouldn't work with Vin Diesel.
Did you ever have a coach like that?
No.
Vermeil wasn't like that, and
no.
Just going through my mind.
Marty Schottenheimer, Vin Diesel, Herman Edwards, Mike Smith. Who else did I have? Gunther Cunningham. No, none of them were like that.
Did that.
No.
So who has the tougher chin? Vin Diesel from your fight scene, or Bill Cowher? Who's got the tougher chin?
It's Bill Cowher. Have you seen that thing? It's like Sergeant Slaughter. Remember him?
Yes.
That's Coach the Kawaskawa.
Oh yeah, it just comes right out there. It just. Did you enjoy that? You want to be an actor? Is that what you want to do?
I don't.
As well?
I didn't want to be an actor. This is not what I wanted to do at this point in my life. Now, about 15 years ago, I was like everybody else. I'm in the NFL. I should brand and go out and be an actor. So I wanted to be an actor back then, but then it didn't work. And so I was done with it. And my agency sent me over the script. They're like, hey, they want you to come try out for this audition, not try out, audition for this movie called Triple X. And I knew the Triple X.
Sure.
So I've seen the first one. I didn't see the second one with Ice Cube. So anyways, I go down there. I didn't want to do it. Actually, I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And then the next day, I get a call from my manager, Constance Schwartz, which we were talking about.
She's awesome,
She's great, and she's from New York. She's from Yonkers.
Yeah.
So I answer the phone, and she doesn't say anything, hello, or anything. She just goes, are you out of your effing mind? Except she used the real F word. And she scared me, and I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, you get your ass, can I say that? I get your ass down there and you try out for this movie. They asked for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I went down there, auditioned, and there's like 10 other people there people I recognize. I'm like, I'm not going to give me this part. So anyway, I auditioned, got the part, and then that gets the rest. And then I've done NCIS 4 times. I shot a pilot last year, Tina Fey. It was for comedy with David Spade and JB Smooth. That we didn't get picked up though, but it's fun. Yes, I'm enjoying the acting. I'm gonna make a go for it. I really like it a lot.
Good for you. This is and this is a fun movie. This is just like every other Triple X movie.
Is my hand weird right here? I feel like I'm like.
It is not. No, there's you could put that.
Could you get something more? Is this the best?
Are you
way
uncomfortable
to do this?
with that microphone in front of you? Del Tufo.
It feels weird.
Del Tufo, the audio. You're the audio executive. Can you help this man out right here? He's a big man. Hold on. I'm gonna get up here. Let me help you.
It's good. It's not. It works, right?
There you go. Is that better?
Can you hear me?
No,
though?
you can. Yeah, sit back there.
I just felt weird with my hand by my face.
Rich, I'm going to give you an Emmy for that one. Just move the mic.
One of your Emmys
Yes,
that don't really exist? Is that what you're saying?
You got an Emmy?
I have an Emmy from SportsCenter, 1996.
That's pretty impressive.
That's it.
though.
I've been nominated, and it's an honor to be nominated.
It's an honor. But you
How did that sound? Did that sound like I meant it?
No. You want to win, Rich. You're going to win. You're going to win.
I've got Tony Gonzalez here on the Rich Eisen Show. What are your thoughts on the San Diego Chargers being no more?
That stinks. I don't like that. San Diego, I'm from Southern California.
I know.
So San Diego, obviously the AFC West all those years, it just doesn't seem right. The LA Chargers, change is good, I guess, but I don't know. That stinks. I feel bad for the fans of Chargers.
What was
Nation.
it like playing in that building?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. First of all, I always came home. Actually, it cost me money every time because my family's out here. Literally one time, I think I had 85 tickets to buy.
Wow.
Out of my pocket.
So maybe that's why the Chargers are moving, because you're not playing anymore. That's 85 tickets that's out.
Ever since
Just think about it.
Traded.
The bottom line, your retirement was awful for the Chargers' bottom line.
Bad for business. Bad for business.
But so yeah, see, it was always a special thing for you to play in that building.
Always. I'd come home and I'm talking high school coaches, teammates from high school, to friends, family, people, friends of friends, people I don't even know. I was like, forget it. Who wants to come to the game?
Right.
So it was fun.
And what's it going to be like, you think, in Arrowhead on Sunday against with the Steelers in town? What do you think about that one, Tony?
It's going to be a great game. I think that might be the best game of the. Well, I don't know. They're all pretty good games, except one game. But yeah, the Chiefs.
Let me help you on. Can I give you another shot at that? Because that's the one game that CBS has. This
CBS,
weekend.
they're not going to like that. I mean, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a great game.
There is no I in Tony or Gonzalez. You're a team player, Tony. It's going to be a great game on CBS Saturday night.
Because Brock Osweiler is going to play lights out.
Can I give you a stat to
300
use?
yards.
Can I give you a stat to use on Saturday night? Okay, here's a stat. That Tom Brady, this is my favorite stat. I'll give it to you, even though I'll probably use it on game day morning on Saturday anyway before you do it. So if Tom Brady throws in his next 35 pass attempts an interception each time, so each pass attempt, he throws 35 interceptions in his next 35 attempts. He would still have a higher passer rating than Brock Osweiler.
that says it all right there. Seriously, you can't argue against that. Who do you think's going to win that game?
Why?
Are you? Is it going to be?
I think New England's going to win that football
I think New England's got a shot. It's going to be a great game, though.
Mm-hmm. But then in Arrowhead, what do you think about the Chiefs' possibility to win that game with the Steelers coming in? Tony.
I think the Steelers are red hot. Le'Veon Bell right now. I think he read today. I read today that he said that he's changing the game.
He's the Steph Curry of the NFL.
That's pretty bold. I don't know if he's changing the game, but he's doing really, really well. But I think the Chiefs are going to have something for him. I think if you look at Andy Reid's record coming off a bye, giving him 2 weeks to prepare for a team, it's almost perfect. In the playoffs, it is perfect, 3-0. So he's had 2 weeks to prepare for this. He's got. I know Travis Kelce. I wasn't the. Sad to say, I'm not the first tight end who's been on this show.
You're not the first Kansas City tight end to sit on this show. Travis Kelce was there.
I get it.
The offseason.
Fresh meat.
You
I know how
come
you
back, Tony. Yes, he is. He is that fresh meat. Yeah.
Looking for a date too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Did you see Catching Kelce at all?
I didn't see it.
You never caught Catching Kelce?
Did you watch it?
No. I did not. We did help promote it. And I don't know is he still dating the one that he actually caught?
I believe so, but that's what the internet's for. I can check that out.
I'm looking up all of Tony's numbers against the Chargers.
But he balled out.
He played really. He was the best tight end in the league this year.
Don't you think?
Yeah, and he's another reason why I think the Chiefs have a great chance to win this game. They're at home, Arrowhead. The fans are going to be amazing. It's going to be a bunch of lunatics in the stands rooting for the home team. And Alex Smith, he doesn't turn the ball. Anyway, everything about that game, I feel pretty good about KC.
So you think the Chiefs are going to win that and make it to Gillette for the AFC Championship game on CBS?
Well, if the Patriots can get by the Houston Texans, then yes, I think Kansas City will go there. I think so.
And where do you tune in to find out if the Texans can make a game of it?
CBS, the game of the week.
The game of the week.
Yeah, you got to look for individual battles there, and I think Tom Brady.
Nice.
Him going against Jadeveon Clowney.
Let's look for individual battles. Let's take a 60-second break. We're back with Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez. I want to talk a little hoops with you, too.
Hoops?
Yes, I want to do that. That's next here on The Rich Eisen Show. Tony Gonzalez here, back here on The Rich Eisen Show for another segment. XXX, the return of Xander Cage, is in theaters near you a week from today. You are in that. What do you think of Dak Prescott and the Romo conversation that's going on? If there is some sort of issue in this game with Dak, if he's struggling second quarter, do you think there will be some veterans on that sideline that look to Garrett and go, how about we get Romo in there against Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would second that too. If I was on the sideline.
You're Witten, for instance.
And I'm Witten. And he got in the game, and it's the playoff atmosphere, and he's cracking. He's falling apart. You got to put the old man back in there. Because what he did last, he didn't play that long, the last game of the season when he came in and threw a touchdown. But he looked pretty good to me. And he's been there and he's done that. I would definitely, it's playoff time. It's just like baseball. If the pitcher's not doing it well, you yank him and you put the quarterback in there, especially someone like Tony Romo. Get him going.
So what would you say something on the sideline? Would you go up to your coordinator? Would you go up to the coach and make such a suggestion if you are that veteran with the closing window of an opportunity for you to win a championship on the sideline?
Knowing I would do baby steps. I would tell my position coach first and see what he thinks. And then I would start talking to the other veteran guys and be like, hey, what do you think? You think? And then I would, maybe for one more series, I'd go up to him and go, hey, we got to get it together. Throw me the ball. And then if he still didn't, then I'd be like, hey, like halftime or whatever, we gotta make a change. We got to win this game.
Right.
We got to win this game. And if you're not playing well, you got to go.
And looking back on your career, and obviously the fact that you were never able to get to a Super Bowl, how often does that come up, in other than just people like me bringing
every time I talk to somebody? You know what? The whole Super Bowl thing, football is such a team sport, especially if you're not a quarterback. And anybody who looks at my career and says, you know what, it's just he'll never be that great in my book because he didn't win a Super Bowl. I say they're stupid. I say you don't know what you're talking about because I'm a tight end. Actually, thank you for giving me that much credit that I should have won a Super Bowl because I was such a great tight end. But it doesn't work that way. It's not how it goes. You have to have good players on both sides of the ball, special teams. Everything has to come together to win a Super Bowl. It's tough.
When was the last time you picked up a basketball?
Yesterday.
No kidding.
I don't play pickup basketball anymore because I'm getting old, Rich. I don't know if you could tell. 40 years old now. And I don't. It hurts. It hurts too much, the pounding. But I have kids.
Okay, so you get out there as well. What would your NBA career have looked like? Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. Charles Barkley was on our show earlier this year.
Sure.
We went out after the show and we were hanging out, and so we started talking hoops and I always tell him that, he's not the only 6'5" power forward that would have been great in the NBA.
Right.
I think I could have played. I really, really do. He also says he would have been the best tight end if he didn't like getting. He didn't like to get hit. Though. He said he's too soft.
So you could have had a 10-year, 15-year NBA career? You think?
I think so because as a starter now too. Because guys on my team, they'd be like, man, I looked these stats up and you only average 7 points a game, and I'm like, well. Look at it as a starter. When I started, which it always took me a while, because I remember as a football season, as a starter at Cal, every game I started in 3 years, I averaged right around 17 points a game as a starter. And I usually started the last 6-7 games of the year.
Right.
So I know I could play. I would have played 10 years, and I know me. I would have been like Kobe, work ethic wise, not as good, where I would have been that guy going to the gym, getting 1,000 shots at 2:00 in the morning, just so when I got in the game, I wouldn't have missed a 15, 17 footer.
Tony Gonzalez here on the Rich Eisen Show, and you left Cal early, just as Mariucci arrived, right?
No, I played 1 year with him.
1 year with Steve. Well, so just as he arrived. Now he says that he tried to keep you there. He tried. How did that speech go?
Well, he brings me in to the office because I was like, I think I want to leave early, and he goes, well, come meet with me. So I go to his office. We're sitting right here, and he goes, Tony, I got to tell you, and he puts on like his glasses and he's reading this. These are reports from agents of friends of mine, and they have you. They all say you're not ready. You're not ready for the NFL, and so you should stay in school. And I was a first-round draft choice. I don't know what agents he was talking to. But then, how about that? Then he tells me to stay, and then so I declare to leave, and then like a couple weeks later, he leaves. He goes to the 49ers and becomes the great Coach Mariucci.
Now, is Steve on the phone line?
We have Steve from the Bay Area.
Steve from the Bay Area. Is that an accurate portrayal of how it went down, Mooch?
You know, he embellished it a little bit here. So, Tony, here's the deal. I wanted you to stay because you were so important to that basketball team. Okay, average 17 points a game. We needed you on the court, and then I was always recruiting. Right? I didn't want you to leave me. I needed you, Tony. That's why I was. And I don't remember reading a list. I do remember. Remember all those other tight ends though? There were like 6 tight ends that year. And some were bigger and some were whatever. And I didn't really care about them. But I said, Tony, there's a lot of tight ends. You might not get drafted right away like you think. You got to stay with me, Tony.
You told me you said you've talked to some friends or who are in the business, and you said you're going to be a 4th-round draft choice, maybe.
I did not.
You did.
4th round? That's awesome. I must have been in my full recruiting mode. Yeah. And so, but here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Then he mentioned it. You left, so that's why I left, Tony. I couldn't go on without you. So I went to the Niners. Now I'm trying to figure out how to draft you, okay? I got to have you on my team. And so those buggers, the Kansas City Chiefs, jumped out in front of us.
Yeah.
Remember in the draft?
Yeah, I remember.
In front of us. Otherwise, you'd have been playing for me for 15 years.
I know. We would have made great music together, Coach.
We would have made music together.
Yes.
Hey, so Tony, Rich, can I deviate from this conversation?
I think that's not a problem at all, right?
The most fun conversation I ever had with Tony Gonzalez. Tony, I'm sure you'll remember this. You came into my office, closed the door, and you said, Coach, I got to change roommates. I got to move. I go, what's the matter with you? He goes, my roommate's a vampire.
Are you serious? This happened, Tony?
Not kidding you.
Remember that?
Did this kid, he was from Turlock, California.
Don't give any names out, okay? Let's protect the innocent.
I can't remember his name. We called him Vampire. And this guy was out of his mind, Coach. He was from Turlock, California. I don't know if you've ever been to Turlock. It's in the middle of nowhere. Apparently, what you do out there is you become a vampire. And he said his senior year, he's going to climb to the top of the tower. What's the name of that tower in the middle of campus there again?
The Campanile.
The Campanile. And he's going to jump off or turn into a bat and fly away. And he was dead serious that he was going to do this. And enough where we told people about it. Like, I think you better watch this kid. I think there's something going on. And these are great recruits, Coach. That was good.
Yeah, I recruited that kid.
Yes.
So he was a tight end, in the mold of Tony Gonzalez. And so then you said he had these books and he had these little things and rings and jewelry and stuff. And then you said, Coach, he's got a tattoo. Remember, he did that tattoo on his back? It said vampire, and I said, okay, get the kid in here. I brought him in my office. I had so many meetings, and I said, let me see your back. No, I sat the kid down. We won't say his name. I said, are you a vampire? He goes, what? I go, let me see your back. He went, oh no, and that vampire tattoo was infected. Remember, Tony? There was pus coming out of it.
Oh, jeez.
And I said, I'm calling your dad right now. No, don't call my dad. It was something else.
So did you switch?
My favorite memory of coaching at Cal is a vampire story.
Yeah. So did you wind up switching, Tony?
Well, Coach did the right thing, and you did switch me, didn't you? I don't remember staying with that kid.
Yeah, I switched you, but you didn't last very long. You just left me, Yeah. And I left you.
I wonder why. Yeah. You're rooming with a vampire.
You're recruiting vampires, and
that was awesome.
All right, Mooch. Figured we'd.
Okay, I'm out of here, guys. I'm sorry for barging in on this conversation.
I love it.
Tony, I love you, man.
Love you too, Coach. Good to hear from you.
There you go. There's Mariucci.
Coach Mariucci.
I love that.
A legend.
So he's like, please stay. You say, no, I'm going. Then he left.
Then he leaves. It's funny. That's funny. I haven't heard that vampire story in a while. That kid was a little strange there, Rich.
Well, who else is from Turlock, California?
Colin Kaepernick. Turlock, California.
Oh, God. I wish I could drop this microphone right now.
That is a mic drop.
Tony Gonzalez, by the way, Rich, 13th overall pick, first tight end off the board. Mooch said a bunch of other tight ends would go before him. The next tight end didn't go till number 22 at the Cowboys, David LaFleur.
David LaFleur.
LaFleur, the big guy. Yeah.
And
The good old days.
Yeah. They're still looking for the next David LaFleur there in Dallas. Great to see you, Tony.
Thank you.
You
for
are
having
welcome
me.
here anytime.
I know you're up the street.
You really do live up the street?
Well,
how did it take 2 years to get you in here?
I don't know. This is actually, I used to live really close. We're in the El Segundo. The Gundo is what they call it.
We
You
are
call
in
it
the Gundo. We're in the Gundo. We're in the Gundo.
I used to live in Manhattan Beach, right? I could have walked here.
Yeah. You got one
I
question?
got one question, Tony. Let's just say it all pans out for you. Kansas City versus the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Who's Tony Gonzalez picking?
Who? I mean, come.
I got to do
I
it.
thought about that actually, and it could.
It could happen. Very well could happen. 11 years in Kansas City.
You know, I
5 in
can't
Atlanta.
answer that right. I got to go for both of them.
Oh, wow.
At this point,
I mean, that's a cop out.
Spoken like a true
I
actor.
got to go for
That's
both.
an actor.
I'm not
right there.
answering that question.
Career numbers against the Chargers, Tony. 125 catches, 1,444 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Almost. Yeah.
Only 10.
Almost a catch for every ticket that you had to get for each game.
It didn't work out for me.
Good to see you. Good to see you, bud. Anytime, please come back.
Thank you for
anytime.
having me. Appreciate
I love seeing you on CBS. Say hi to JB and the whole gang.
I will.
For all of us here. And
Tell everybody to tune into the best game of the weekend, the New England Houston game.
Well, that's yes.
Okay.
See, I'm looking out for you.
Thank you.
I have your back. Mariucci may not.
No.
He may be stabbing you in the back, putting you with werewolves or whatever the hell he's doing. Fantastic. Check out XXX Return of Xander Cage in a theater near you a week from tomorrow, January 20th.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.